if it isn't me, your leader, Starscream, the leader of the Decepticons.
Welcome back, bros, to another video review, and today we have the opportunity to take a look at the new studio series, Transformers the Movie, Studio Series 86, number 12, Coronation Starscream. So for the contents, this figure is jam-packed, and it's jam-packed because it's a leader class. And it's technically, the figure is a Voyager, but we get the crown, we get the shoulder pads, we get the null rays that fit on the shoulder pads, we get additional null rays, and we get a cape. The biggest accessory we get is the throne. Now look at this throne. I'm just gonna, it's a little hollow, but it's not too bad, as you see right there. You can put all the accessories on the throne and hide it if you would like. And it's pretty solid, you know. It's a little bit hollow back here, but this is definitely solid, and I like it. It has some weight to it. So that's pretty cool, and I'm glad they gave us that. But, unfortunately, Starscream may not keep this throne on my DTOF. So, let's continue looking at the details closer on this figure. This Starscream is beautiful with all accessories attached to him. This is the Coronation Starscream in all his glory. The accessory that I first want to show off and look at is the crown. It is painted very well, and it has that gold metallic paint. And you can put it on top of Starscream's head. It looks good. Check out the shoulder pads. The vibrant light purple with the gold accents on the front of the shoulder pads. Not only that, the null rays look good. Starscream itself looks good. It is the same as the Earthrise version, the chest torso area, so that still looks good. And for the lower half, it's still the same. It still continues with the Starscream color palette scheme, and it's the same as the Earthrise once again. Nothing has been changed, but this figure still looks impressive. So for the articulation, it's pretty much the same as the Earthrise Starscream, which we all own, but I'll try to go over some of it because some things on this figure are new, and the rest is just borrowed or repainted from Starscream. So check this out. He still has his hip skirt, so his legs can go up this high. It bends more than 90, as you can see. The toe is still on its rocker, so it can rock in. This toe can come up and down because of transformation, as you just saw. I'm not sure if it keeps the waist swivel. Let's see. Nope, no waist swivel on this, and that's because of Starscream's mold doesn't have it, so I'm okay with that. Now the cape kind of hinders the figure from some of his articulation, so I'm gonna unpeg it. It just unpegs from the back, which is pretty cool. All right, so with the shoulders, you do got to give them a little bit of clearance. They rotate a full 360, as I'm showing you. The shoulders go up this high because of the shoulder pads, but if you move the shoulder pads, you can get his arm up this high. He does have a bicep swivel right here at the top. He can bend more than 90 slightly. And that's because of transformation. His hand opens and closes. But we'll talk about this later in the review. And it does not have a swivel. And the head, of course, as you know, is on a ball joint. It can look up that high. It can look down that low. So this covers the articulation, and we're going to continue moving in this review to the next part of the review, and that's what we're going to do is our comparisons, as I just try to straighten him out so that he'll be ready for comparison time. So let's slide him back, and we're going to pull out the next Starscream. So on my left side, we have the Coronation Starscream, and on the right, we have the Earthrise. And as you can see, the quick differences that you'll notice right off the bat is going to be the hands. The hands on the Coronation version open and close, while the one on the Earthrise stays closed. And then you'll also notice one other paint, detail that you can see right here without me showing you the next, is the shins on the knee. On the Earthrise, you have some black on it. On the Studio Series, you don't have any black or gunmetal gray on it. Other than that, everything looks pretty much the same. The feet are the same. The ankle area are the same. And the torso is exactly the same. But check this out right here. Now, I'm going to have to rotate the figure so you can see it. The only difference that I see is that this Decepticon sticker on this wing, for it being the same figure, is bigger than the one on that wing. That's the only difference. So, with that being said, you could put all the accessories on the standard Earthrise version of Starscream that you get for the Coronation version. And the reason why I'm saying that is because with the hands being able to open and close on the new Starscream, it can't hold the Megatron right here that you see in the Earthrise version that came from the Centurion drone accessory pack. This Starscream can't hold it because the way it closes his hands is a lot bigger right here. So it won't stay put. It just falls out. It's loose. He can't hold a weapon or a gun. So that's the only drawback with the Studio Coronation Starscream version that I can see as of now. And just for proof, for kicks and giggles, I went ahead and took half the accessories from the Coronation version and put it on the Earthrise. And as you see, it all fits perfect. The crown fits perfect on his head, the shoulder pads, and also the cape. But I'm just trying to keep the cape on the new one so that it would distinguish from the review which one is which. Continuing with the comparisons, here I have Leader Class Galvatron and also Earthrise Voyager Class Megatron, and we have the Coronation Starscream in the middle. And just to add more insult to Starscream's height, here we have Earthrise, Decepticon Double Dealer, and as you see, Starscream is still the smallest. Even though this is the same mold as the Earthrise, I'm still going to do the transformation. So let's go ahead and get all these accessories off so that we can start that process. So here he is, transformed fully in alt mode. And I must say, he's exactly the same as Earthrise. Check this out. There is no landing gear. I figured and was hoping with the new Coronation, we would get landing gear. But we don't. So that sucks. So here we have both once again. Both Starscreams, as you can see. They look just about the same. So for the review purpose, I kept Megatron, the gun, on top of the Starscream of the Earthrise, and the Starscream of the Coronation has 4 null rays. Now I'm just going to show you quickly some of the differences on this one. As I already told you, we're going to turn it up like this just so you can see. Well, okay, I didn't mean for that to happen. I'll just hold them. All right, so just checking it out right here, you can see that there's more details right here on the plane that you notice right off the top. Everything else from this region on up is the same. As I was telling you, the Decepticon logos on this plane is bigger. Other than that, they're pretty much the same until you get to the side view. Check this out. From the side, you got the paint on the Earthrise, but no paint on the Studio. So these figures are exactly the same. I don't understand why this one was left without the tail paint. And they're pretty the same thing. I mean, the price point at $49.99, but now is $52.99. I feel like we should still have this paint detail on this fin on the new one. So to just looking at this, I'm not sure which one is the better one, but they're basically the same, except the Decepticon logo is bigger on the Coronation, and then also the Earthrise has the paint on the actual tail fins. So just to continue with more comparisons, here we are with a couple figures that I have in my collection. As you see, Starscream fits in. Of course, it's definitely smaller than the Commander class, but definitely equal as another fellow Voyager Seeker. So Starscream looks very good. Minus the minor paint differences from the Earthrise. It's a solid figure so far. So let's get started. So here on my left is this grading scorecard that I use to grade all of the figures that I review. Now the first category is the paint job. The paint job on this figure is very good. But when compared to the previous release of the Earthrise, it raises some questions on why certain paint apps were left out on this figure, but applied to the Voyager version in the Earthrise. Now, granted, we are paying more for the Coronation Starscream, which I should feel like we should have more paint apps, or at least the same as the Earthrise, but we did not get that in this case. So with the paint apps for the other stuff, like the crown, the cape, and the null rays, it's solid. Nothing's wrong with that. Everything looks good. So I give that category, I got to give it a 10, even though it's missing some of the paint details. It would have been a 10 plus if I'd have got the paint details on the wing and also on another location. And the next category is the molding. The molding on this is exactly the same. Nothing has been changed except for the hands. And that's just to give him the open hands for all those dynamic poses that we saw when he had the crown on. Now, the downfall with the open hands is the fact that he cannot hold the Megatron accessory weapon that came with the Centurion drone. Not only that, he cannot hold any 5mm peg in his hand because the hand opens up. So that is a bummer. So with that being said, I'm not sure if it's worth you replacing the Earthrise. And I wonder if a third party is making this Coronation set for the Earthrise mold to even save you some money. But going back to the figure we have currently at hand, the molding on this figure is still a 10. It's perfect. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but I take that back. Let me downgrade it. It's going to be a 9.5 because of the hands. If the hands could stay closed and actually hold the Megatron gun, it would be perfect. But because of that, I have to downgrade it to a 9.5. For the final category in my grading scorecard, it is the playability. And as you see right here, with these last two categories, I've been playing with this figure, setting up dynamic poses on both Megatron and keeping Starscream in his flight mode. As you see, the accessories alone makes this a pickup. The throne is solid. It's got weight to it. It's not cheap. As you see, it can hold Voyager class Megatron Siege and Earthrise. You have the cape, you have the shoulder pads, you have the extra null rays, and you have the crown. This completes what we want for the Coronation Starscream. It is perfect. It is a 10. This figure is going to get a 9.8. And the total for that is because the few flaws that I mentioned previously. So I can't downgrade it a lot, but it is a darn near perfect figure. So if you see this figure at your local Targets, definitely pick it up. For me, I end up getting my copy of this Coronation Studio Series 86 Starscream from GameStop.com, and it was $52.99 plus taxes. Yes, I know that it retails for $49.99 at other locations, but I was impatient and it wasn't in my area, so I went ahead and pulled the trigger, and we got a wonderful figure for that. So for final thoughts, guys, I'm not sure if you want to use this Starscream to replace your Earthrise version, because the molding is exactly the same. The only difference is the open and closing hands. So if you have both figures, I think the stronger figure for me is the Earthrise, because I can hold all the accessories as I can with the Studio Series. Now, the only reason why I say keep the Studio Series is to swap out different poses with the open hands. I do like that feature a lot, but I am a little bummed that I can't have Starscream holding Megatron in pistol mode. And that was a little bummer, but you know what? This Starscream is great for the price that I paid. I'm gonna be honest, because it's exactly the same as the Earthrise. We got what we paid for, but I really wish they would have gave us those closed fist hands. So those are just my minor gripes and my opinions. This is an awesome figure by no way means. So get it if you see it. And yes, this figure gets the yeah bro thumbs up of approval.
Who's sitting in my chair? Identify yourself.
Starscream. Please like, comment, and subscribe. By doing these 3 actions, it shows my channel a tremendous amount of support and positive feedback. Till next time, yeah bro, I'll see you soon.